baseline defense first. Then guys, last ditch effort. All right, if you're about to give up the takedown, that's when we scramble. All right, so we're gonna start with a head inside single, get you a lot of different positions here, and then we're gonna get you a head outside and double leg. Hey guys, Dan gave out a good quote. All right, I shoot, I score. He shoots, I score. All right, anytime guys, I can stop him from getting the takedown, that's great. All right, not only do I stop him from getting the takedown, sometimes once I stop him, then guys, I can change direction and then I can try to get that takedown. So, you know, if you stop him, he gets in, you stop him, and you take him down, you know what guys, he's gonna think twice about hitting another shot. All right, defense is really, really important. We've all wrestled someone, they get in on their legs, they have good hips, and it's just a grind. Maybe it'll take 45 seconds, a minute to take him down. You know what guys, you use a lot of energy. All right, so we're gonna start with a head inside single. Gage. I don't want to crush Samuel. So, head inside single. I know we haven't gone over this position yet, but we're gonna attack the left leg. Head's gonna be on the inside. All right, we went over head outside single, head's on the outside. Double leg. All right, we're gonna get to both legs. So, right now, guys, we're gonna start with a head inside single, and I'm gonna say these few words a lot this session. Head down, feet back, deep tight waist. All right, my whole goal, when he hits a head inside single, head outside single, and double leg, I want to get his head down towards the mat. I want to break his stance. And then guys, I want to square up. I want to get really square with him so he doesn't have an angle. So I'm here. First thing I'm doing, guys, I'm attacking his head. Right now, guys, he's in a good position. Head inside single. First thing I'm doing, guys, right hand goes to the back of the neck and I start stuffing his head. Head down, my feet are gonna start to kick back, and then guys, my left hand's gonna go deep tight waist. My goal, I wanna make sure he doesn't head south and get that angle. We're gonna go over a head inside single, chase the ankle, probably tomorrow or next session, and that's my favorite technique. All right, there's one technique I've drilled the most of my entire career. It's a head inside single, chase the ankle, and it's when we're heading south. So guys, I wanna keep him really square. Head down, feet start to kick back, and then guys, my left hand's gonna go deep tight waist. Watch how I square up here. Head down, feet back, deep tight waist, and I get to this position. You guys see this? Both my hips are in. I don't like to hug over my chest to his back. I like to have my chest up. That means my hips are in. Left hand's got a deep tight waist. Right hand has an anchor around his hamstring. All right, I like to catch hamstring. If you can't catch hamstring, then I'll go underneath or over the top here on the ankle. But I like to catch hamstring. My toes are in the mat. And guys, I'm focused on keeping his head right here, my hips or my torso. Right here in the middle of my body. Right off my foot. Guys, defense is really similar, to like a front headlock position. Guys, a front headlock, we're gonna get to this later this week. Front headlock, he's grabbing my elbows, I'm trying to control his head right here between my chest and on my sternum. All right, controlling his head. Same thing with defense, guys, but it's a little bit lower, around my torso and my hips. Big mistake I see with this technique, head inside single, you're gonna shove the head down, feet back, deep tight waist. I'm bringing both my hips in. Here. Notice, guys, both my hips are in, look at my chest. I'm not hugging his back, that's real big mistake I see. Chest is coming up, deep tight waist, hamstring. Make sure, guys, both your hips are in. All right, I see a lot of guys, if he's attacking my left leg, you're just sprawling your left hip in. You guys see this? Right hip's not active here. Left hip's in. If that's the case, guys, all Gage has to do is pop his head up, and he can hit it like a cutback position. All right? If I just feed him my right hip, head inside single, here sprawl, head down, feet back, deep tight waist. If I just feed him right hip and I don't feed him with my left hip, what can happen, guys? He can pop his head to the outside, pull the leg in, and go to a rotate double. All right, I see that happen all the time in matches. I see a good sprawl, you're squaring up with him, and you're only giving him one hip. The guy pops his head up, goes cut back, or he pops his head to the outside and switches to a rotate double. Both my hips, very important, guys. Both my hips are coming down and in, and I'm crushing him with my hips. I keep his head trapped. Guys, if you think about it, right here's my stance. Strongest position in wrestling. Here's my stance. Here's my stance. All right, my hips are underneath of me. I'm in a good position. Once I get his head down here, you know what, guys? I lose a lot of power. All right, always got to keep his head down. If his head comes up, then, guys, that's when you can keep wrestling and keep moving. Head inside single. Here, once he gets in, head down, feet back, deep tight waist. Watch how I square up with him here. I cover his head. Here. Hips are coming in. I'm on my toes. And I'm really, really square. Both my hips are in. Now, guys, from this position, all right, this first one's called the squeeze, or the Schultz. It's going to feel like one of two things are going to happen. Number one, it's going to feel like your ribs are going to break. Or number two, guys, it's going to feel like you're going to crap your pants. All right, it's really, 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 really tight. I'm squeezing with my arms, and I'm bringing my hips in at the same time. There's two different, I can give pressure two different ways. With my arms and with my hips. Both at the same time here. So, I'm really square with him. He's still on my leg. I got him beat with my hips. I stop him from scoring. I stop him from getting to his feet and getting that angle. Now, guys, watch what I do. I'm really square with him. My right foot is going to step up, and I penetrate to my knee. Right foot steps up, penetrate, and watch my left leg. I do like the windshield wiper with it. Now, guys, I'm starting to get an angle this direction. Once I start to get an angle, guys, this is where it gets extremely tight. I'm going to have a deep, tight waist, hamstring. Watch my hips. Right now, guys, when I did that little direction change, my hips are not in. I'm going to crush my hips into his left shoulder and his back. And then, guys, at the same time, I'm doing this with my elbows. Here, I'm trying to rip his body apart at the same time. So from here, I drive in, or gauge this tight, not tight. This is when it gets tight. I'm going to drive with my feet. I'm going to squeeze with my elbows. Gauge this tight. All right, that's tight. All right, I'm giving him about 12% there. All right. So here, I'm squeezing. Now, guys, I'm going to start to run my feet to the right. I'm squeezing. There, usually his arms unlock. I get around behind him sometimes. If it's really tight, you're going to feel like your left arm's getting trapped between his ribs and his thigh. That's fine, guys. That means you got the technique down. You're squeezing them. You're crushing them towards your arm. What I do to get my arm out, I'm going to limp it out. If it's really tight, I'm going to take my right hand, go down to the shoelaces. I'm just going to bump them forward so I can swim that arm out. All right? Big Schultz. Show this one to Dad. Very, very tight technique. Elbows are coming back. Hips are coming in at the same time. Chest is coming way off his back. I'm driving my toes in the mat. And my hips are hitting him right here in the shoulder. And he's going to go like this. He's got to let go. I'm not directly square with him. If I'm here, guys, I'll see a lot of you guys, you'll try to squeeze him here. He's still in a good position. He's still holding on my leg. I get a little bit of an angle. So then I'm driving on his left shoulder. When I squeeze, here, I'm driving in on his left shoulder. There's tough to hold on to. Get around behind him and bump. 3 mistakes, all right? The 3 mistakes, make sure, guys, the first mistake is not getting both hips in, covering his head, or you can pop to a cutback, or go to a head outside single. All right, the next 2 is, if I just do the arms for the squeeze, and I don't bring my hips in, it's not going to work. All right? If he has a head inside single here, I get the angle. If I just squeeze here, I'm squeezing as tight as I can. But look at my hips. There's no way I'm going to break that lock. Also, guys, if I do the exact opposite, if I bring my hips in hard, but I don't squeeze here with my arms, it's not going to get unlocked. I have to do both at the same time for this move to be effective. All right, how about me? So head inside single. One more time through and we'll try it. Head inside single. Head down. Feet back. Deep tight waist. Square up. Here. Both my hips. I'm covering his head and I'm tight with him here. Guys, your left hand, try to get as deep tight waist as you can. Now, guys, once I stop the momentum, stop the position, I get the angle, step up, small step here, penetrate to my knee, left leg windshield wipes. Now, guys, both my hips come in and my elbows go back at the same time. Have to have both at the same time, from here to here. That's where it gets tight. There, I keep my hips in. I don't let my hips go back. Keep my hips in. I just circle on my feet until I get around behind me. Bump. Then lift your arm up. All right, this is our first one we're going to do with the head inside single. Stuff in the head. Deep, tight waist. Sprawling our legs back, getting really square with them. Left hand's real tight around his waist. Then, guys, we're getting to the squeeze. Hey, partner, if it's not tight, let us know. All right, let your coaches know. Let the counselors know. Let me know. It should be very, 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 very tight here. Around your waist. All right, not your body. It's going to be very tough to hold onto that leg. Other than that, guys, head inside single. Stuff the head, deep, tight waist, and go to the squeeze. Hey, last thing. Make sure, guys, left hand goes around the waist. We're going to get to a head inside single here in a little bit. But I see some guys, they do a right hand tight waist. Guys, if I scroll and I start to do a right hand tight waist, and my left arm's up here, guys, he can just head south and go to a chasey ankle, what we're going to get to later this week. Left hand, I'm preventing him to get that angle because my left hand is blocking, so he can't head that direction. Here, catch, drop to your knee, drive in, squeeze, 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 and bump him forward. Have you guys seen the Things to Flow video a long time ago? What coaches and parents scream at their wrestlers during the match? All right, there's one of them that they just scream, squeeze. All right, I hear it all the time. This is one of those positions where you can scream, squeeze. All right, you're going to squeeze them, elbows go back, hips come in, give them a lot of pressure. All right, any questions on the technique, guys? Head inside single, you start right here. I know we haven't gone over head inside, but we're getting to his left leg. For you righties, I want you to do, or lefties, I want you to go right-handed here. Head inside single, your head's on the inside, we're starting right here. And then we're going to go head inside single defense. Get the squeeze. Let's do it. 1, 2.